Good evening, everyone. It is Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023. Welcome to the Wayne Township, Warren County, Ohio Board of Trustees meeting. Welcome everybody in attendance, and I know you signed in. May I have a roll call, please?
Call Mr. Jacobs. Here. Ms. Colvin.
Here.
Mr. Patrick's invisible.
He's
not here tonight, he's not present.
Yeah, he's allowed to be absent today. All right, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from September 19th.
I will second that.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Do we have any changes to our posted agenda?
I do not have any.
Nope. All right, thank you. All right, welcome everyone. Any citizens' comments tonight? Say anything?
Not necessary at this point.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, Scott Camry, our road supervisor report.
Good evening, board.
Good evening.
Things are steady as she goes. I do not have any additions or updates to my submitted report.
All right, glad you caught me last week. We got that signed. And
Yes.
we're good to go.
Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you and Daryl both.
Well,
Yeah, thank you for attending the Warren County meeting as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
that was a good meeting. They rolled through.
Yeah, they brought us around.
No, Fred keeps things moving.
Yeah.
So that's all I have, unless you have anything to pass along to me.
No.
I don't have anything.
No. Just let us know when you get on the gov deals what we need to do there.
As soon as we get
Yeah.
done,
Yeah.
we'll, that's.
It's gonna be a little bit after November 1st.
Yeah, after soccer, I'll know. All right, Chief Shear, our fire department report.
Good evening. Sent out an updated report with numbers for the whole month. 118 runs for the month, 1,046. We're up 87 over last year at the same time.
Okay.
So, emailed out the September reports on Monday. Everything else has been good. I mean, I did enclose a copy of billing for Washington Township, so you know where we are for the year so far.
Yeah.
That BWC grant was about $10,000 that we submitted, and really that's it. The new engine, it's at 911 fleet. He got there yesterday afternoon at 3 o'clock. They were going through the service on it, checking all the bolts, and they had to put the door decal on it, and they said probably Thursday or Friday it'll be here. It'll get there. So,
Oh,
I'll have to get with Daryl. I don't know, they haven't sent me the invoice yet, so.
No.
They usually want that on delivery. I haven't even gotten an invoice on it yet.
well, the last check I mailed out, that's probably, it was this past Friday or something like that.
It was for 25 and 20%.
Yeah.
So 45%. So, hill climb, Sunday, so everything other than that's in the sauerkraut mode. That's all I've got.
all right. Any questions?
I have none right now.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
Okay, Stacy, our zoning report.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Well, the magazine's out,
Yes, it is.
so people are getting now instead of none, getting multiple copies, so that's interesting. And you got packets regarding this proposed cell tower, so I just wanted to be on the record saying that I'm working on that, working with the proposed applicant to determine the next steps. It is a little different for a cell tower than it is a standard site plan. They have different time frames, they have specific standards, so then we're reviewing those, and if there's any, I've got a couple of questions, I might reach out to the prosecutor's office on just some wording.
Does that require 2 meetings or just 1 meeting? Or do we
It would
not-
just be one site plan meeting unless there's a couple of criteria if they can't meet. It looks like to me if the tower's taller than the site, they might have to get a variance from the BZA from what I'm seeing, so.
Okay,
All right, but we'll know more here in a couple of weeks.
thanks.
All right, that's all I've got.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks. All right, Gus with our administration report.
Good evening, Board.
Good evening.
Not a whole lot this meeting, just a couple of reminders. Highview Park Fall Festival is this Saturday at 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock, October 7th. So if you get a chance to stop out, please do. Warren County Commissioners' public hearing on the street standards design that was continued from back in August will be held the morning of our meeting, our next meeting, which is October 17th. So I'll probably be in attendance at that. We'll see what's come up with between the developers and the county engineer's office on the street standards. In the packet, I put the flyers that the nursing students were putting out for their healthcare and rural environment for election day. And it looks like our building is scheduled for the morning session from, I think it's 8:45 or something until 11. Warren County Township Association, I marked a calendar for September 27th at 6 o'clock at Arco Park. Will be the date for our annual dinner.
November the 9th.
November 9th, yeah. You attended the 27th.
Yes. The
November, yes.
the Township Association meeting was on the 27th. The dinner will be on the 9th of November.
Yeah, that's.
That's what he wrote.
That's what you wrote, yeah. That's what you wrote.
I always had a problem.
Okay, then I'll just read it. The fire department. As reminder for Sunday, October 29th, from 2 to 4 p.m. will be our next open house.
There you
Yes.
go.
Thanks for everybody that showed up at the last open house. It was very much appreciated. Chamber of Commerce will be holding their Meet the Candidates Night and speaking on the ballot issues on Tuesday, October 24th at 6:30 p.m. at the Performing Arts Center at the school campus. So we will need somebody to speak about our fire levy, and I guess either Paul or I will, or whatever. We'll figure that out.
Okay.
And we can always help too.
Yeah.
And it's just some miscellaneous stuff. Attended the annual workforce development forum on September 29th, last Friday. It was hosted by Butler, Warren, and Claremont County Workforce. And it was held down at Miami University at Voice of America Park. And it was pretty interesting. We had the human resource director or whatever for Kings Island, and also another large business. I can't think of the name of the business, but they're in the building, the old Dayton Daily News building off of
yeah.
75. And then another speaker who had a small business order. But, you know, long and short of it, that whole morning, there's not an industry around that's, you know, not complaining about workforce. So, but there were some neat things that people were trying to do, and it was just interesting to see how innovative it was. All the Butler Tech, Warren County Career Center, Great Oaks, they were all there. So they passed out stuff and so forth, and they're trying to really gear up and help with this situation. Village of Waynesville patched a couple potholes in front of the firehouse, so I sent an email, thank them for that. And then we had our asphalt sealed at the Station 91 this weekend, and looks really, really nice. So,
Was that Clip, CCL? Clip?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
yeah, that's the only piece of pavement we have that so far, I don't think we have any cracks in it.
Good.
I don't know what they did, but
Yeah.
Must be good dirt underneath it, maybe.
The reclamite is working.
Yeah.
That
that's-
actually
it's done right.
it's had a double treatment of reclamite.
Has it?
Yes.
And that's probably, I think that's the only street or asphalt that we treated
Treated
twice.
twice, right.
So it'll be interesting to see how long and how well it holds up. guess I didn't have in my report was the letter that come out, or email that was sent out to all the trustees and the zoning inspector and myself on Friday about development.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I did respond back and copied everybody on it,
Right,
and that did generate a very nice ongoing over the weekend, one-on-one between me and him. So,
okay.
I think everybody is under, just to kind of summarize, I pointed out that, we're stuck with subdivisions, not stuck, but we're part of the county, but subdivisions are regulated by Warren County Regional Planning Commission and their standards. And so, their standards involves connectivity in order to be able to provide services to people and so forth. And then I went further in depth about how, and it may have been in the part that I would copy to you guys, once you get above 50 households in a subdivision, then you're required to have 2 points of access. And so we did confirm that over the weekend, and so if there's 41 homes, I believe, in reserves of Waynesville, then technically off of Sierra Way, there could only be 9 new homes put in there on that 100 acres, unless they connect somewhere to where they can get another access point. Because they currently don't have any road frontage except for the 27 feet or whatever they have out on Old 73. So, and then, like I said, we talked about some other things and so forth, but I think they're satisfied, and he is speaking, I believe, on behalf of all their little groups. So it went real well.
I was, thinking about that also, and if it did become a subdivision, would they, I assume that they do construction traffic in through that little 27 feet strip, because I don't think, or would they have to go through the, I don't think that we'd want them doing all that road construction through,
Well, the only other one is
through our roads,
through the village.
right, through the
I
village.
wonder how it would be, or
Yeah.
you normally just come in on the streets that are already done and.
Streets are already done and already accepted and dedicated, so we can't restrict them. I mean, we could request, and,
Yeah.
they could possibly do, some off of the driveways, but.
Yeah,
I mean,
because I was thinking that could really beat our
They're
streets
gonna
up.
come down, we're going down more.
Sierra Way.
They're gonna go out that way if they come down Avamore, so I mean, you're
Yeah.
sort of the,
I mean, it's like Sandy Run, there was 4 phases in Sandy Run out there, and they just finished it up, and so we've been, they've been using all the phases since early 1990s on it,
Right,
and all of the subdivisions in the county the same way, and that's primarily why the new street standards are going into effect.
Right.
It's try to focus on at least the main roads going in, and that's what the Home Builders Association is actually fighting now. They don't want all the streets to have those standards. They don't mind the streets, like you say, where they're having to bring the truck traffic in for the development. But they think any side streets that are developed out or whatever, or just maybe a cul-de-sac, that they don't need that heavy of a standard. So they're trying to push for a double standard,
right.
So I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah,
what
because that
comes.
truck traffic is gonna be on the reserves, and that's a lot of traffic
Yes.
on that road back and forth, and a lot of,
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's enough. I mean, that's what the road's designed for, it's to handle it. It's like right now,
We
when
just
people
did it
put
last
a
year.
pool in, and they don't want the cement truck on their driveway before they pour their load of concrete, and when they're building pools, and so they sit out on our streets and crank the truck up to
Yeah.
mix the concrete up, and it sits there and waddles back and forth, and, they leave little divots
Creates
or whatever.
divots.
well, do we have any kind of leeway into them, if something like that would happen? I know we all have to wait to see who purchases the land, what decides to come from, I mean, it's still all hearsay, right, until probably tomorrow night. But I mean, even with that, I mean, have we had to where we've worked with developers before to make sure that they clean up and, as they're going in and out, causing more trouble of like dirt and debris and stuff like that? 'Cause that's what it's gonna be like at first.
Oh, sure.
I can see some new plats go into some of the areas up in Dayton and stuff like that, so.
In the past, when we've had, the subdivisions as they were being built, with existing homes, with, dirt and mud and gravel and whatnot
Correct.
on the street. I've had, over here when Trillium Run was still being, constructed and homes being built, I had conversations with the developer to you know, as far as trying, you know, working to keeping the roads clean. And typically, you know, any developer wants, if they're of any reputable name, you know, they want to cooperate, they don't wanna make waves, they wanna keep things smooth, so I've had, you know, a lot of good results. I mean, here and there you have, you know, you have the smaller builders, you know, that, you know, give you a little trouble, but overall, we've had good response.
All right, we'll just have to see what happens.
Take it as it comes.
Yep. All right. Anything else, Gus?
No.
Great, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, any old business that we want to discuss?
No,
I
I don't think so either.
Okay. Any questions or concerns of the bills?
I do not have any.
Okay. All right, we're on to legislation then. Sadie Schindler is a fairly new, fire department employee, but things are not working out in her life in order to continue, correct? So she has put in her resignation. Any other comments? Okay.
Yeah, just, we tried to convey that on her, and
Yeah.
it's just a lot faster paced than what she thought it was gonna be.
Okay. All right,
Make a motion, I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2023-73.
I will second that.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Jacobs, second Ms. Colvin to adopt resolution 23-73. Call roll thereon. Mr. Patrick is absent. Mr. Jacobs,
Yes.
Ms. Colvin.
Yes.
This resolution is hereby adopted this third day of October 2023.
No other resolutions tonight?
I got just something else I want to bring up, since we're kind of talking on this same thing we're here. It's kind of interesting how we have one that didn't make it, and I think Paul and I both in the interview thought, you know, maybe we get a year out of her, or 9 months or whatever, before she goes off to the service. But this was a court went in and decided, you know, she can't handle it all, so she's getting out. Paul just accepted an application today for someone that we had on for 4 years, and his life was so busy in his 4th year that he had turned in his resignation, and now he's got his family issues and everything under control, and his work and so forth, and now he's put an application to come back home.
All right.
That's the lottery commission now.
Let me ask you a question. Is any of these, other than the, how many's been referrals so far?
Just
Just
the
the one I paid out.
blue and the one that, Lazar,
Those are the ones.
Lazar's the second.
Okay,
This one is not, because it did not qualify, because that was a part-time employee and not a volunteer.
okay,
Because that's how I read into the resolution, it was only for volunteers, it wasn't for part-time staff.
okay. So
And that's why, you
I'll
know,
make note of that because I wasn't sure.
that's why I don't like the way that resolution was on the sign-on bonus, because
Well, that's
we're
what I was
getting it too
questioning.
soon. If you would give her $500, she'd come a week and left with it.
Yeah, that's the reason I questioned it.
And even if they don't get certified in 6 months or a year, they're already paid out. So you give a person $1,500, they don't have their certification yet. But that was,
Maybe the resolution needs to be amended again.
back to what our recommendation was. You can't pay a person bonus money.
Well, that was my concern, because just alone, we have $120 out for her physical and her drug
Right.
testing, you know?
Mhm.
Okay,
This one we just accepted? you?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
right, right. I know, I didn't notice that we signed the bill, we just did that one. All right, so you'll have the other person next time for the next meeting, I assume?
The new person
New
that got the
person.
application
Yeah.
for, yes, I talked to him, he wants to become an EMT too, since he's got free time, so
Okay.
that was one of the things I talked to him yesterday about, yeah.
Are you allowed to say a name?
Yeah, Jack Mannon, he lives in Centerville.
Jack Manham?
Mannon, Mannon.
right, he was
Okay.
on for a
Yeah,
while.
he was here for about 4 years,
Okay,
so.
all right.
He's one that came from volunteer department that went full career department, so he's gotten a place to serve. And so when he was here, he was
correspondence, Daryl?
I have two pieces of correspondence. As Stacy mentioned, I have a packet concerning the wireless tower from Verizon. And I have a 5-month advance notice, I guess, on a new launch date for the renovated Live Oaks Career Campus, which is going to be March 13th of 2024, which it says an invitation will follow, so we'll get something else in the future. That's only two things I have.
No questions.
Okay. All right, elected officials' comments.
First.
I don't have anything extra out of the ordinary, so.
I'm just gonna say for example, we had our open house to the people out there watching the video and stuff like that. So we had our open house for the fire levy. The other thing too is if anybody wants to support and get a sign, contact the chief, and come down and get it or whatever, however it works there for the most part, but we appreciate everything. So we appreciate the fire department stuff, all that you guys do as well, so, especially time meeting everybody, getting a chance to talk to everybody. It was
Yeah.
a great organization
Yeah.
of that open house. So thank you guys, thank you, chief, appreciate it too.
And Sarah is very smiley.
Say what?
Sarah is very smiley. She was nice. So, all right, I don't think there's any need for a work session?
No.
Or executive session?
I don't think so.
Okay. So I will move to adjourn at 7:22 PM.
I second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Let's let the